Right, number one, Karl, I'd like you to start here with your mind map. I'd like you to crop this area down here, um, and I'd also like you to expand on this mind map a little bit, to take into account some of the things that you've actually done in the project, i.e. looking at the force of the human body, hands, looking at the force of culture, etc. So you can update this mind map, and it'll just make it more extensive. Investigating stimuli. This is all. This is movement, energy, technology, human natural form. So I just want you to annotate on top of these images those labels. I'd also like you to put a little introduction here that just states this is a stimuli page, which is putting together images that show some kind of force in some kind of capacity. So this is recording observations, yeah? We need to make sure all our titles are done correct. Recording observations. What I would like you to do as well is I'd like you to annotate these images with, like for example, this is a low vantage point because you're very low to the ground, yeah? Low vantage point. This is a standing vantage point. This is a centrally composed image, so central composition. This is shooting through glass, so you're actually doing certain things here. It would be nice to annotate those. Investigating the work of, who is this? This is the work of Nicholas Bruno. There it is. So you need to put that in. Same here, investigating the work of Nicholas Bruno, responding to the work of Nicholas Bruno. Again, same here. Investigating the work of, so this is where you're going to have to put in the name of the artist. If you don't know the name of the artist, just just add something like investigating ink stroke smoke photography. And you really need to put an analysis in here. We want to be talking about the way the colours contrast with each other, so the use of complementary colours, the shape, the form, the positive space against the black negative space, again creating more contrast. The fact that the image has probably been flipped upside down, yeah, and that's created like this explosion, a mushroom cloud effect, almost looks like an atomic bomb going off. So I want you to reference that. I want you to put that in down here. Okay, I don't remember if you had a setup shot, which was a shot of the bowl with the ink from a little bit of a further distance. I'm not sure, because that would have been nice. What we need to add in here for sure though is shutter speed and aperture values, because you've used something quite specific here. Also the lens that was used, I think it was a macro lens, so it allowed you to get in close. So we need maybe we need a little paragraph. It could be up here, could be over here, but we definitely need some settings of the camera on the actual images, on all of these. And then when you get to this set, I would change the settings so the shutter speed is faster. Alright, so maybe over here you might have 1/200, and then down here you might have 1/400, for example. So we're going to annotate these. This page is nice. Again, very, very shallow depth of field. We need to have that written down. Shallow depth of field created by shooting at f1.4 50mm macro lens. Okay, it's important that we get that annotation in there. You don't need to do it for this because we've done it previously. Here we can have experimenting with colour, shape, pattern and texture. This is nice reference here. And again, this is good. This is fine. This is kind of obviously mirroring. I think what would be very good is if in here somewhere in this section we can add a new slide and find some artist that produced abstract work. Okay, so abstract painting, abstract artwork, or just a general page on abstract art, and I would have this further up before the main abstracted pieces here. I'd kind of have that over there. This was good. Investigating the work of Diggy Vit. Alright, that's good. You've got that in there. Investigating the hand in Hinduism. And that's kind of bringing you in nicely over here. Again, we need to add a little bit more about the technical. The fact that we use 2 studio lights, one behind, one in front. The camera settings that we shot at, the equipment that we needed. Want to fill that little section up. Here, I'd like to see some values for your settings for this. Developing ideas, Edward Muirbridge. That's a really nice piece there. Here we've got the values like we did. That's good. Looking at the image in monochrome. Alright, so this is going to reference back in the Hindu culture. So I would have a little note there. Mirroring and multiple hands, Hindu culture. This is good. The open hand, which is referencing here. Good. That's all fine. The black hand effect. Here we've kind of got like multiple hands, and we're coming into this surrealist idea. Again, as we've started to get quite extensive here with mirroring, I would want to see a new slide and some images, maybe from Flickr or somewhere else, which show people that have done like multiple fingers and hands as inspiration. Okay, so you could write hands, or kind of like mirrored hands or mirrored fingers or something, and see if you can find anything. It'll give this set of work a little bit more credibility, like why they're doing all this multiple fingers thing. This is good. This is just referencing earlier on, more hands. Okay, and some really, so these were really good. You did a really good job. You did these in the exam. These are all developments. Yeah, you're developing this kind of multi-handed thing. It's almost like tessellated patterns as well, which works quite well. We'll just zoom in and make sure. Yep, there's no line there. That's fine. Good. Nice. Reviewing. Okay, so this is Edward Muirbridge, because the idea is stop motion. We're trying to get a couple of pictures, ink run down, does what effects. Okay, so this, not really Muirbridge. All right, there's separate sections here, but it's not really. This is more to do with the Hindu kind of influences that you had. Exhibition piece. Yeah, this is definitely not your exhibition piece. This is kind of your development piece. We've already spoken about your exhibition piece, referencing to the Hindu gods. So what you would want to do, I mean, these are nice as a set. This is totally fine. Is when you come in here, this is your new slide. This is where you'll be looking at multiple hands. Multiple hands in Hindu gods. Okay, some images of Hindu gods, and that way you can show those in here. And then the next slide would be developing final, sorry I can't spell it, developing final outcome, or planning, even planning final outcome. Alright, so this is where you are going to have behind the scenes shots of painted body, equipment that you're going to use, equipment photographs, colors chosen. So this is where you can go back to the red, the blue, the yellow, really nice vibrant colors you had early on, the abstracted work. This is nice. It's going to bring back in all this color. And then painting the figure sequence. So for this to bring into Muirbridge's work, we could take a shot of you every 30 seconds as your painted body develops. Okay, so just imagine you're going to have, I don't know, maybe 60 pictures at the end as the paint kind of creeps up your body and slowly changes your form. That would look really cool. We could put that in a slideshow. So overall, that would be really nice. And then we would move on for the next few pages. Develop, Photoshop, mirror, body with paint. And then what we could also do is once your body is fully painted and it's ready and we photographed it in the studio pics, you could then go about adding black ink running down over the paint, creating contrast. This is linking in with the explosion ink artist work, which had black background and white foreground, black background and color images in the middle. Alright, so this is what I want you to do, and then we can evaluate. That will add more slides, but it will actually tie this entire project in together and it will give you a very, very good outcome. Okay.